And we have breaking news to get to just coming in about the chairman of Donald Trump's 2017 inaugural committee, Tom Barrack, who was arrested and charged earlier this week with acting as a secret foreign agent to influence U.S. foreign policy and with lying to the FBI. He's likely to be released from prison. Let's bring in NBC News investigations correspondent Tom Winter. So, Tom Barrack is a billionaire with vast resources. He was just described as a flight risk. So what apparently appears to have swayed the judge here?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is something that's being done in conjunction with federal prosecutors. His hearing is just underway. There's a brief delay right now because they're trying to figure out whether or not he can be fitted with a GPS monitoring device on his ankle ahead of the weekend and ahead of his release. Jeff, billionaires just like us, nobody wants to spend a weekend in jail, and that's what's going on with Tom Barrack right now. So the judge has not formally entered in order allowing his release pending bail conditions. His assistant just had his hearing. He was also charged in this case. I think we're probably going to see the same limitations that the assistant has that Tom Barrack has. A couple of those that we'll highlight. Again, this is just for the assistant, but it appears that this is the way that Barrack's release is going to go, which is that travel restricted to the greater Los Angeles area, as well as the Eastern District of New York and the Southern District of New York, so essentially New York City and some surrounding counties. On top of that, they have to travel either by road or by common air, so in other words, no private jets. His assistant is not allowed to speak with any individual from the United Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia, any government official, I should say. And on top of that, they're restricted in the types of bank moves that they can make with the transfers of money, as well as securities. Transfer of securities needs the permission of federal prosecutors. So I think we're likely to see those exact same conditions that will apply to Tom Barrack. Right now, though, we just don't have the full summation of what those conditions are going to be, what prosecutors and the defense attorneys have agreed on. One thing that I think appears likely here, Jeff, is that we'll see Tom Barrack in a Brooklyn courtroom probably as soon as Monday, because that's where the case is being prosecuted from, and that's where we expect him to be to formally enter a guilty or not guilty plea. We do know that his attorneys have already signaled that he intends to plead not guilty. Jeff?
All right, Tom Winter with that breaking news. Tom, appreciate you as always. Still ahead, we'll talk with Jamel Hill about a new NFL policy aimed at pressuring players to get vaccinated. The league is now threatening forfeits if there's a COVID outbreak. Also coming up, the Olympics are officially underway. We'll take you inside the opening ceremony. Athletes and empty seats. Outside, there's a city still seeing a record number of COVID cases. Plus, nearly 3 years after his contentious confirmation, new questions are being raised about the FBI's inquiry into Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.